Action for you. Now today, as you see, this is if you watch podcasts, then you'll notice it's one of the pretty like the most popular one out there. It's pretty much one of the most popular, if not the most popular. And this is No Jumper with Adam 22, co-host Brick Baby, and you already know the history there. So if you watch this and you pay attention, he like kind of brings guys on. He's kind of infatuated with the prison lifestyle and gang members and whatever, you know what I'm saying. And there are some real reputable people that come through here that are legitimate gangbangers and are legitimate rappers and so much. He also interviews, man, the thunder. We're in the middle of a thunderstorm, sandstorm out here in Arizona at the moment while I'm recording. So no mind to the thunder and lightning sounds in the background. If you hear me kind of freak out a little bit here and there, it's because I'm trying to make sure shit ain't flying through the window because we got about 60-mile-per-hour winds. But anyways, back to what we're here for. My underground reaction. Now, the guy right here in the beard with all the tattoos right there, in the black shirt here, top right, that's G-Face, okay? To the left in the back over there, if you watch, that's Adam 22. He's the host. That's the No Jumper man right there. He runs everything, and if you follow this, then you know the history of everything that's gone on there. And this is Brick Baby, another dude that he's brought in, one of his hosts that's been with him for a minute. And right here, the dude in the red hat with the white shirt right here in the front, this is a rapper by the name of G Uno that's just been released. These two guys over here have just been released from prison, I guess recently, last few months or year and a half, whatever it is, 2 years. I think G-Face has been out for maybe a couple of years, but G Uno I think is recently out, the last 6 or 7 months or something like that. But these guys are both rappers. They've done a long time in the prison system in California, Pelican Bay and stuff like that, Folsom. They were down, I think G-Face was down like 14 years total, and OG Uno had something like 18 years or 15, something like that. But they basically been they've been through the system. They know it. They're hardened criminals and gang members. You know what I'm saying? So today my reaction is I want to play this video for you. I wanted to lay it down just so you can see who people are and what's going on. Adam 22 and Brick Baby are interviewing G-Face back here, top right and lower right with the red hat and white shirt. That's G Uno. Now these guys, the dude up there, G-Face, is a Southsider. And the homeboy right here with the red hat, he's a Piru. He's a Bompton Piru. So, you know what I'm saying? So here we go. Let's get a reaction real quick.
I was speaking it, so I learned English and Spanish in prison, bro, because most of my... So look, let me tell you this story, man.
But when you came, how was your English?
By the way, so G-Face is a Southsider. He's an Armenian. He's not a born Mexican, but he's an Armenian. Traditional Southsiders are Mexican, right? Of Mexican descent, Mexican neighborhoods. Now, G-Face is from White Fence. And if you know anything about Southsiders, then you know about White Fence. And, it's one of the older gangs and a legitimate gang, Mexican gang. They're, very well known. That's all I'll say about that. Okay, but in homeboy over here, he's a Bompton Piru. So he's Armenian, though. And check out what he says here.
All right, it was hard because remember in my country they're already teaching you English and Russian.
Yeah. All right,
so when I got here, when I was in the county, a lot of the OG homies was telling us youngsters that was barely going to prison, soon as y'all get to
pay attention to what he says right here.
Prison from reception, y'all better tell them y'all Mexican, because if not, they're gonna put y'all with the others, right? We can't be with others.
Yeah.
So I said, I get to the yard, I get to Tehachapi. This is 1999. I get to Tehachapi.
Peep out what he says right here. Pay attention. What he says, what they asked him, what are you?
Reception center, they asked me from the front, what are you? I said, I'm Mexican. Dude goes, man, you got a YAN on your last name. You sure you ain't Armenian?
You hear what he said? You got a YAN on your last name. You sure you ain't Armenian? He said the reception center officer asked him that. Because we all know, in California, I don't know about other states, but in California, we grew up with some Armenians as teachers. Never in the street or in the hoods like that, but they used to sell like carpets, rugs, blankets out of the out of their vans and stuff like that, roll around through the hoods. They'll front it to you. My mom used to do business with one real cool dude. They're real cool people. I knew a bunch of Armenians, but he said he was a Mexican, right? And if you know anything about, going to jail, if you've ever been to jail, when you get up in there and they classify you, they ask you, who do you roll with? They don't ask you, what are you? Sometimes they could, what are you? But they mean as in gang terms, right? Those who know. They ask you, what are you? So they can put you with your boys, your people. All right, here you go. Peep this out.
I'm Mexican. Put that down. Boom. He said, all right, push Mexican. I fucked up. I should have said Southsider, right?
Yeah.
You hear what he said? I fucked up. I should have said Southsider. He said he was Mexican, but he said he fucked up when he thinks about it because it should have said Southsider. Peep this, though. Peep what he said again.
All right, push Mexican. I fucked up. I should have said Southsider, right?
Yeah.
By saying Mexican, man, they was putting me every fucking celly. I was a
Paisa,
paisa, bro.
yeah.
So, I mean, we sign language in each other, because, once.
You hear what he said? Now, peep it. Anyone that's ever been incarcerated at any point, whether it be county jail, juvenile hall, and prison, you know the get down. You know how it rolls, how it works. When you get up there to classification, you get your clothes, you get your jumpsuit, whatever. You get up there to classification, they ask you, who do you run with? And if they see certain tattoos on you and stuff already, they tell you, they know already. So they're like, who do you run with? And you say XYZ because you know to get down. You have to tell them, oh, I'm a North Sider, I'm a South Sider, I'm a Bulldog, I'm a Crit, I'm a Pyru, whatever. You got to tell them so they can put you and classify you with your folks. Now, everybody knows that. So if they ask you, what are you? And you are banging something like that, you're going to naturally tell them, I'm a norteño, I'm a sureño, I'm a Southsider, I'm a Bulldog, I'm a Pyru, I'm a Blood, or I'm a Muslim, I'm Swahili, or whatever, I'm an Aryan, whatever the fuck it is, right? Everybody knows that. So why, when they ask you that, G-Face, why would you say, I'm a Mexican? And you heard what he said? What happened to him when he said that he told them he was a Mexican? Peep it.
Asked him, you sure you're an Armenian? No, I'm Mexican. Put that down. Boom. He said, all right, push Mexican. I fucked up. I should have said Southsider, right? By saying Mexican, man, they was putting me every fucking celly. I was a paisa, bro.
They put him with the paisas.
I mean, we sign language in each other, because, once that gets on your committee, it's a wrap. You stuck with it.
Yeah.
So slowly they was teaching me Spanish, and then, you get there, you move out, and you get a homie as a celly. But, yeah, man, I had to learn English and Spanish at the same time just by...
Now, you guys catching what's faulty with this so far? Right? For those who know what's wrong with this right here. There's something that doesn't add up. If you've ever been locked up before, then you know something doesn't add up here with his story. He's already fucked up, okay? Now, let him talk some more.
Being in there,
Yeah.
You talking about 14 years, you learn some shit.
I mean, you gonna learn Spanish being in jail. Either way it go, you gonna learn. You try to get something from your boy. He don't talk too much. You gonna learn a little something, fool.
So you, how long did it take before you felt like you kind of had it all figured out and were fitting in?
Man, after getting jumped so many times, up and getting DP'd and a lot of bull. Yeah, cause I was a knucklehead, man. You gotta understand, I was a young kid.
What'd you get DP for?
So, my first time I got DP'd is because in reception center I bought a mop to the cell. Man, you're not supposed to bring a mop to the cell because that's dirty. If you in prison in the cell, I'm pretty sure you know about it. You get on your knees with a fucking towel and you clean it. And that toilet we keep so clean you could drink out that man.
Wow.
He said what he's saying, right? That he messed up. He's a wild child and he's a knucklehead. He brought a broom to the cell. You're not supposed to do that. Then he said before that he fucked up during classification. Instead of him saying Mexican, he should have said Southsider. But he did all these years doing time with the Mexicans, and it took him some time to finally say that he was actually a Southsider. Do you see how this doesn't add up? So there's some things going on. There's some stuff floating around about G-Face. There's some paperwork floating around about G-Face. This is, been out there a little bit, so it's not fresh, but it's new, and not many are talking about it. But see, these guys rap. G-Face, I admire his hustle. This guy owns trucks. This guy makes money legitimately. He's a great businessman. He seems like a very smart individual. I am no way cutting this man down at all in his integrity, but I'm just noticing some stuff in what he says, and I follow body language, and I follow tone of voice, and I follow the way he says things and the way his eyes move. I see everything here, and something's not adding up. And when you hear him talk, he slowly but surely is kind of telling on himself here. I'm not saying anything bad about the guy, but you see it.
From toilet, you know, we shine and whatever.
We was just talking about that because I just reacted to Jim.
If you're a Southsider, bro, and you're up in there, you're running a program, and they run that program tight, you would have known all this. So you got tired of getting DP'd and all this. So you already told us you weren't a Southsider when you went in there. Because if you were, you would have said it. Hey, I'm a Southsider, because you know the get down. And you're banging. So obviously you weren't banging when you got classified. That's strike one. You see what I'm saying?
Videos right now on my little live stream, right? And he was talking about he did his laundry in the toilet, and Josh was like, "Man, I think I'm like."